Estas personas defendían ideas bastante alejadas de lo evidente, hasta que la realidad intervino. Mira el video completo y dime qué te parece la actitud de Shapiro cuando la situación se vuelve hostil en plena transmisión en vivo.
Can men get pregnant?
Mr. Chairman, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
To that point,
And I'm not done. Define what a woman is, in your
Mr.
opinion.
relevance, point of order.
Thank you very much.
It is relevant, and point of order not recognized. I would like you to answer that, because you are speaking on behalf of a bill that involves pregnant women, and I would like to get your take on that.
Mr. Chairman, I'm speaking in opposition to a bill
Right.
related to the domestic violence against people who are pregnant.
Against a woman who is
Women.
pregnant. That's in the bill, not people, woman. So I would like you to explain, in your definition, what a woman is.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
there are people who identify
Women.
as different genders who are capable of getting pregnant. That is my position on this. I am not going to feed more into the bigotry of that question.
Okay. Well, thank you. I just want to make a comment of, the reason I asked that question is there's two different philosophies in this room regarding this bill, and I think it is relevant to this bill. And I concur with Senator Rogers it's a sad day in our nation where you have a bill that's being run that is protecting pregnant women. Just a few short years ago, we knew what a woman was. We knew men could not get pregnant, and I still believe they cannot get pregnant. I was called a bigot this morning because of that philosophy. It's insane where we become, and until we continue to push back on the idiocy that's out there as to men getting pregnant, people that cannot define what a woman is, and we have to keep telling the truth that God created them male and female, and real men protect real women. Period.
Respetar no es negar la realidad. El embarazo es un proceso biológico femenino. Cuando se afirma lo contrario, es normal que genere incredulidad o incluso risa.
I think we want to look to the future rather than the past. Instead of engaging in constant rehashing of the past, because in fact, if you look at history, if you study history broadly, everyone was a slave. Everyone.
Yes. Well, not everyone was a slave.
No,
but,
everyone was a slave.
Okay, but
we are all descended from slaves.
yeah. Well,
All of us.
yeah.
It's just a question of when. Was it more recent or less recent? That's it.
right.
But what future do we want? Is this something we want to make a part of our constant dialogue forever, or do we want to say, like, let's just move on and treat everyone, according to just who they are as an individual?
I agree with you with that. That's the ideal. But what the evidence shows is that that's not what's actually in practice.
I think we're doing better than anywhere else.
That's true. I agree with that. But that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean a lot to a whole lot of people who aren't able to take advantage of the opportunities that you were able to take advantage of, simply because the color of your skin.
What advantages did my color of my skin give me?
Well, there's an ease that you have in society that many people of color don't. You were able to come to this country voluntarily. There are many people who were not able to come to the country voluntarily. There are people who came here
it was
as
very difficult
slaves.
for me to come here.
And there is a legacy of slavery that still continues on. There's a legacy of racism that still continues on in this country. That's undeniable.
Well, if we keep talking about it nonstop, it will never go away. If we keep making that the central thing, it will never go away.
Why do you believe that?
I think I'm just making a simple statement of fact. So I think we want to get away from making everything a race or a gender or whatever issue, and just treat people like individuals.
Do you have any desire to understand what many people of color and even trans people, how they feel about this country and how they're treated in this country? If they say and they believe that they are treated a certain way in this country, why don't you believe them?
You cannot have a situation where someone is a self-described victim, and they just get to be that because that's how they feel.
I think that does happen in some cases, but not all cases. And I think that not understanding the history of the country, I think, is a real shame. Look,
We should understand the history of the country and other countries.
I've had incredible opportunities as a person of color.
Right.
But I've also
You're doing very well.
But I've also been discriminated against, and I know that I have. And I know that that's real. And for someone to say that that isn't happening, I should just move forward and not think about that and ignore the past is insulting.
I'm not saying it. Don, you keep putting words in my mouth. I'm not saying it.
I didn't say that you said
I'm
it.
saying that we want to. We as a country should move beyond questions of race and gender, and we should treat people like individuals and base our opinions on them on the, their character and their skills.
I don't think that anyone will disagree with that.
El éxito económico rara vez depende de un solo factor. Reducirlo al color de piel deja fuera elementos esenciales como estrategia y ejecución.
Is she brave? Of course she's brave. All those years invested as this sports legend. To come out transgender is horribly difficult. It is the most difficult thing you can do. I've been overseas. I've flown helicopter missions, surveillance missions. I've been shot, stabbed. Being brave is being yourself. And being transgender is about the bravest thing you can do. Did she deserve the award? Yes.
Why are we mainstreaming delusion?
It's not delusion.
Why would you call it delusion?
Because Bruce Caitlyn Jenner, I'll call him Caitlyn Jenner.
No,
because
it's
that's
her. You're not being polite to the pronouns.
Because
disrespectful.
Okay, forget about the disrespect. Facts don't care about your feelings. It turns out that every chromosome, every cell in Caitlyn Jenner's body is male with the exception of some of his sperm cells. It turns out that his brain structure is male. It turns out that he still has all of his male appendages. How he feels on the inside is irrelevant to the question of his biological sex.
I don't agree with that. I'm not on that train. I'm not on that train. She wants to be called she. I'm going to call her she.
In terms of the science behind gender dysphoria, you're very familiar with that, Zoe.
Very familiar.
It's not about the chromosome. Excuse me, the chromosomes within our
both know
nuclei. Yeah, go ahead.
chromosomes don't necessarily mean you're male or female.
Gender.
With gender of course.
Identity. Go ahead. No, so
especially, but even so, you have a thing like Klinefelter's syndrome. So you don't know what you're talking about. You're not educated on genetics.
Would you like to discuss the genetics? Or
well,
no. What are your genetics?
So I'd stay away from the genetics and back to the brain scans.
You cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
Yeah, that seems mildly inappropriate for a political discussion.
No, I know. Well, but wait. To be fair, you're actually being kind of rude. And that's not fair.
I'm sorry, it's not rude to say that someone who's biologically a male is a male. Someone who's biologically male is a male.
But Mr. Shapiro, you knew very well that saying that to Zoe would be egregiously insulting.
Respetar a las personas es fundamental, pero el respeto no debería exigir que dejemos de distinguir entre hechos y afirmaciones. El embarazo es un proceso biológico específico, y cuando se redefine sin base en la evidencia, no solo se altera el lenguaje, también se genera confusión en temas que deberían ser claros. Por eso, cuando alguien se ríe, muchas veces no es un ataque personal, sino una reacción espontánea ante una contradicción evidente entre lo que se dice y lo que se observa. Algo similar ocurre cuando se intenta explicar el éxito económico reduciéndolo a un solo factor, como el color de piel. La realidad es mucho más compleja. Intervienen decisiones, contexto, riesgos asumidos, oportunidades aprovechadas y también errores superados. Simplificar todo eso en una sola variable no es un análisis serio. Es una forma de ignorar la complejidad del mundo real. Y cuando estas ideas pasan del debate a la confrontación, el problema se agrava. No aporta nada que una discusión escale a un tono hostil o intimidante. En ese momento en vivo, lo que se vio no fue un intercambio de ideas, sino una reacción que rozó la agresión frente a una postura contraria. Cuando alguien responde con ese nivel de tensión, deja de defender argumentos y empieza a evidenciar una falta de control que debilita su propia posición. Además, cuando el debate público se construye sobre presiones emocionales o intentos de imponer silencio, se pierde algo esencial, la posibilidad de contrastar ideas con libertad. Sin ese contraste, no hay aprendizaje, no hay corrección de errores y tampoco hay avance real. Al final, una sociedad madura no es la que evita el desacuerdo, sino la que sabe sostenerlo con argumentos, sin distorsionar la realidad ni recurrir a la intimidación. porque cuando los hechos se sustituyen por imposiciones, el diálogo deja de ser diálogo y se convierte en una dinámica donde ya no importa quién tiene razón, sino quién logra imponer más presión. Y ese camino, lejos de acercarnos a la verdad, solo nos aleja de ella.